All right, I wanted to go through an automation that I use all the time. Uh, so every time we put a blog post out, obviously you want to reshare that on all the different social networks. Um, but someone has to do that. If you're trying to put out blogs pretty consistently, we're doing multiple blogs per week. That becomes a task in itself of just monitoring which blog, figuring out what you're going to post on each social network, based on their format, um, and then coming up with the content every time. So I basically built this automation that every time a blog goes live on our website, it generates content for different places we want to post it, and then sends them to me for approval. I quickly look at them. If I want to edit them real quick, I can. Uh, I'd say probably 80%, 90% of the time they're good to go as is, and then I approve them, and they get queued up to be shared out on uh, LinkedIn, X, Facebook. So I'm just going to kind of walk you through that again, kind of show you, for, at least on the marketing side, how you can drastically speed up and automate things. So I'm using Make.com. I have WordPress being watched. So every time let me go back to the diagram here. So every time a new blog post hits, watch for post. It's going to grab the media, which is the featured image. Um, Grabs a featured image, then feeds it through ChatGPT to generate a LinkedIn, a company post for our company page, a post for my personal page, and a post for X. Now I reuse the LinkedIn one for Facebook as well. Um, then it's going to save that to Airtable and email them to me, and also hit me on Teams. This way, if I miss it on Teams, I have an email, vice versa. Typically, I'm getting it on Teams though. So again, it's kind of, if you look at the history here, the one went this morning. So we had a new blog post, IT strategy planning made easy. From there, I am feeding in, well, I'm getting the image. So we're grabbing the image, feeding in the chat GPT. Here's my prompt. You are a B2B marketing expert who specializes in social media. You work within the MSP industry, particularly working for our company. Um, when you When a new post is posted, you share it on LinkedIn, the LinkedIn company page, review the most recent blog post, and create an engaging LinkedIn post. Share the blog to share the blog. This will be on the company LinkedIn page and not an individual employee's page. And then I basically feed it the blog post, um, which is quite long. Then we're going to get the result. Here's the result. And I basically do that for um, my personal. So my personal is a little bit shorter, a little bit different of a prompt. Um, the structure, this one I'm telling it how I want the structure to be, the tone, and then again, feeding it the blog, X, same type of thing. B2B marketing expert, you tasked to create an X.com post that must, and then making sure it's small enough to fit on X. Then we save that to Airtable, again to a database. This, if you're going to have a workflow, you have a place to store the data temporarily. Um, Emails it to me. So here's the content. I put it in HTML format. I give myself um, approval links, uh, basically webhooks that I click on, sends it back to approve it, and same thing on Teams. And cool thing from a security perspective on the webhooks is I have them locked down to my IP so that only I can approve them and click on the links. Well, actually, anybody can click on them; they'll just get denied. But then once I click on the webhook, we're coming into this publication workflow, which is pretty straightforward. Webhook comes in. Uh, it's looking to see what my response was. So result reject basically just deletes the record. If I approve it, Then it's going to get the record out of Airtable, and depending on what kind of post it is, if it's an X post, my personal LinkedIn post, or right hand in that Facebook, it's going to send that over to SocialBee. SocialBee is a scheduling app I use for social media. Um, Once it sends it over there, it's going to update the database that it was published. So that's pretty straightforward. Again, had one this morning, so you can kind of see my result was approved. So we came down this path, pulled the record from Airtable. That one in particular was the company one. So it came down this path, scheduled it on SocialBee, updated the record. Um, and then for SocialBee, just for example, so you can kind of see how this works. So SocialBee, this is my personal one. This is the one I approved. This is the one we just looked at, the IT strategy one. Um, and it's scheduled. This category is scheduled. Well, actually, it doesn't tell you in here. It's on the calendar view. But basically, as soon as this category is on a calendar, scheduled at a particular time. So the next time that time comes up, this automatically gets shared out. Same thing on the company one. You can see kind of, I don't share them as frequently, so they're queued up. Um, but here is right here. Here's the one I approved this morning. So again, really expedites the process, makes it simple. Um, I don't have to really think about it because it automatically just happens, automatically just pops in my Teams and my email to review and approve. Takes me, less than a minute to review them and approve them. So instead of getting the blog, figuring out a post for every single one, manually, even if I was using AI to go over to ChatGPT, put the prompt in, copy and paste the blog, get the response, tweak it, all those things would take a lot longer. So Automatus made it very quick. Yeah, so I hope you guys liked it. If you guys have any other ideas or anything you want to share as far as AI and automation, let me know. And if you need any help, just DM me, and we can get on a call and talk about how we can help you with automations. Have a good one.